Well, hello and welcome to Knettishall Heath in Suffolk. Today I'm about to embark on a journey of discovery along the Peddars Way and the Norfolk coast path, all the way to Cromer.
On this first programme in the series, I'm going to walk along the Peddars Way section. It's a distance of 46 miles. Starting here on the Suffolk and Norfolk border of East Anglia at Knettishall Heath, my journey will continue northwards towards Holme next to sea. It's an ancient road. It's possibly the best preserved Roman road in Norfolk, but I think it was built over an existing route that was probably been in use for over thousands of years. The route itself will pass through a mixture of wooded countryside, heathland and marshland, and there are occasional hills.
I'm also going to do it throughout the course of a year, taking in all the different seasons. This is springtime here at Knettishall. The birds are singing and the trees are out. By the time I reach the coast, it'll be winter, and we'll be looking forward to seeing the winter visitors, the waders. Let's get on our way. Well, we're now well on our way on the Peddars Way. We just left Knettishall Heath. I'm now walking down a lovely tree-lined trackway. The trees around here are a mixture of deciduous woodland and fir trees, Scots pines. This is May and there's a lovely fresh smell in the air. Well, this is a beautiful spot. It's become a bit open here now. We've got wider expanses of arable land. Well, I've just seen a hare running across the field. Unfortunately, they're a little bit difficult to get close to with the camera because they're very skittish and run off as soon as they see you. Of course, hares can be seen any time of the year, not just March when they go a bit mad. Unfortunately, during the course of the year, as the crops grow up, they're a bit more difficult to see because they're hiding amongst the crops. Well, this is the Peddars Way footpath sign. We're following the acorn marks, which donates a national trail. Well, the landscape changes slightly here. We're now into the very tall Scots pine trees. Well, we're now going across another boardwalk, across the marshland. I can hear a lot of reed wobblers around, very difficult to catch on film. I've just seen a great spotted woodpecker in a tree. Again, tried to film that, and very elusive. But there's lots of bird life around here, so you can certainly enjoy yourself if you're a bird watcher. Listen to the bird sounds. Well, the footpath now continues down a very narrow track between tall hedgerows and open fields either side. Well, now make my way through some more woodland, some deciduous woodland, and there's a distinct smell of pigs in the air where the field's just to the side of me. I've got a pig farm. Plenty of little pig pens, but I can't see any pigs yet, but I certainly smell them. Well, you certainly hear the wind blowing through the tops of these pine trees. Well, just behind me is Brettenham Heath. It's one of the last of the remaining heathland areas in Breckland today. Over 60 years ago, this area would have been much like this, until they started planting all the fir trees. Well, I'm starting here on our second leg of the journey, along the Peddars Way and the Norfolk coast path. Well, we're successfully crossed over the A11 dual carriageway, and just ahead of us is a railway crossing. Now you could go through the little gates across the crossing, or if you turn right there's a little tunnel underneath. I don't know what I'm going to take yet, but I'll see when I get there. Well, no one knows exactly how old the Peddars Way route is. It probably pre-Roman anyway, but the actual Romans built a lovely straight road along its length, all the way right down to the south coast of England, which is part of the Icknield Way now, and heading right up to Hunstanting and possibly beyond with shipping routes. But this area here is following as closely to the original route as possible. Although further on our route, a lot of it would have been lost down to agricultural and house development and things like that. Well, most along this route, we've got these massive Corsican pines. This is a Thetford tree factory at its best. Well, the Peddars Way now goes parallel with an old railway line which used to link Thetford and Swaffham to the outside world. Unfortunately it's all derelict now and a lot of it is took over with arable land. I'm just going to have a look over the top of this bridge here, see what's down the other side. Well, the Peddars Way is now fairly close to the little village of Retton, and as the village sign depicts, back in ancient times it had a preoccupation with witches, where anybody was suspected of witchcraft was put into the nearest mere or pond. If they floated, they were guilty. If they sunk, they were innocent. What sort of justice is that? Well, our path now goes through what used to be an old railway bridge. Well, our route's now continued on a metal surfaced road as we just left Retton. Unfortunately, the Dog and Partridge public house has been shut, almost permanently I believe. Hopefully someone will buy it. I could do with a pint right now. Well, one of the many delights of walking these little country lanes, you get to see a lot of wildlife. Unfortunately I can't always capture it on camera, which I wish I could. I was just in a cat rooting around in the bushes after a mouse or something like that. Squirrel skittering down the road in front of me. Dead mole, which is not very nice to film. So far I haven't seen many deer along this route, although in past walks that I've done in Norfolk and in Suffolk and that, I've often seen deer and I've got them on film in the past. But hopefully I'll catch them on this Peddars Way walk eventually anyway. I was sort of walking down the Peddars Way, which is a bit of a tarmac lane at the moment, and the lovely smells come out of these woods. Nice pine and the bracken. It's really nice. Well, of course, to read this one you need to be laying on your side. Now, as I'm progressing along this walk through the various seasons, I'm getting to see the changes in the crops in the fields. And already this is in summer, beginning of summer, I can see the crops starting to come up, you know, the barley and the wheat. Well, just behind me is the Tottington War Memorial, which commemorates the deaths of those that died in the Great War. Tottington village itself is set about a mile away from here in the military training area. A badly scarred village, I'm afraid, and the only way you can get in there if you can prove that you once lived there or possibly born in the area and that you are dead. And permission might be granted for your body and a few close friends to see you on your last journey. Well, from Tottington War Memorial we now go down a road which is apparently on the maps is called Sparrow Hills Lane. Unfortunately it isn't the name of the lane. Sparrow Hills is a set of tumuli that lay in the rhododendron woods on the right hand side of us. At the end of the road it's going to be blocked at Gloucester Hill, which is then the military training area which we're not allowed to go into, but we'll rejoin the Peddars Way there.